Okay, due to the fact that about 4 of you have turned in your assignment from yesterday, tells me that you might need a few minutes today to work on it in class. Please get the autopsy report turned in with your 2 pictures from the dissection attached to the bottom of it. I don't want them turned in email or anywhere else or on Classroom Google. They must come to the PLTW site. Turn it in on that assignment in order to get credit. A lot of you emailed me your pictures yesterday and they look really good. Like, look awesome. I was really impressed that you guys got them labeled. So way to go. But please make sure they get attached to your autopsy report and turned in today. So use your class time wisely. Once you get that done, you're going to move on to 421 heart rate. You're going to start this. Just do a little bit today about your heart rate. Um, we're going to learn a little bit more about Anna. We know she's got some heart issues in her family. And so, first of all, you're going to look for this medical history report sheet. Should be underneath the resources tab up here. If my internet will work fast enough. But you should be able to download it from the resources tab. It is this one right here, the second one down. So, these videos are for later. You can watch them if you want to, but it should be that second one down. So the medical history report, you don't have to do anything on it right now. You're just looking at it. I can't stand this font, so I always highlight it and change it to a font I like because I don't like it. It drives me bonkers. So if it helps you out where you can read it better, change it to any font you like. But just read through here. You can highlight anything that's important. Notice that she's got some heart issues. It just tells you a bunch of interesting things about her. Her blood pressure, you can see if this is high or not or low. If you don't know about blood pressure, look up what normal blood pressure is and find out. Tells you about all the cardiac testing she did. Here's her EKG, things like that. So right now you're just reading through here, looking at it. You're not adding anything to it. We will eventually add the findings and recommendations. So for now, you're just reading through, highlighting, and saving that to your computer so that you will have it for the future. You can talk it out with your friends if you need to, that good stuff. And then the last thing you're going to do is just real fast look for your heart rate. It tells you there's 2 types of pulses, your carotid pulse and your radial pulse. Your carotid's in your neck and your radial's in your wrist. So remember, don't use your thumb because your thumb has a big enough vessel that it has its own pulse to it. So just use usually your index and your middle finger to find both of those pulses. You're going to work with a partner and you're going to count it for 30 seconds and then multiply by 2 to get your beats per minute. And you want to do this 3 times to get your resting heart rate 3 different times so you can kind of have an average. Normal's around 72 beats per minute. Some people, if they get super relaxed, it might be more like 60 beats per minute. Also, the younger and the more healthy you are, probably your heart rate might be a little bit less. That resting might be in the 50s. But that's what we're going to do. And then when I come back on Thursday, we're going to do this heart rate lab. But we'll test it. But the second part you have to do is you get to design your own experiment on what affects heart rate. So I want you to think about some ideas today. What all affects your heart rate? When you work out, your heart rate gets affected. If you are exposed to super cold temperatures, your heart rate might decrease. Or if you are exposed to super warm temperatures, your heart rate might increase. What about your body position, lying down, sitting, standing? How does that affect your heart rate? Things like that. So you can think of anything you want to do. If you want to go to the commons and run up the stairs, that's fine. But it just has to be some type of experiment that makes sense that would change your heart rate in some way, increase it or decrease it, and then we'll test it. Okay? So come up with some idea, write it out kind of like stepwise, like step 1, we're going to do this, step 2, we're going to do this, step 3, we're going to do this. Some type of idea with your partner or partners. Okay? You usually work in groups of 3 or whatever, but no groups larger than 4. Okay? So come up with some type of idea, and then when we get back, we'll test it out on Thursday. So again, things you need to do today: turn in your autopsy report with your 2 dissection pictures on it from yesterday to PLTW, this website right here, and then start today with a little reading of Anna's medical history and highlighting anything you think is important, and then saving that to your computer, then working with a partner to find your pulses and your average pulse, and then coming up with some type of fun idea on how to increase or decrease your heart rate, some type of little experiment and little steps that you want to follow. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.